Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Hex, and this 2022 film was directed by Chris Johnson and Andy Malcody and stars Kayla Adams, Brian Roberts, and Matthew Holcomb, among others, of course. The story of this movie is about this woman, and she likes to skydive alone and all the time. Then one day she makes some friends at the skydiving place, and they decide to do a team skydive. So they organize themselves and they decide to do this one move called the Hex, because it needs 6 people and there is 6 of them. So they pull it off. However, the Hex is a cursed move, and so they start dying right away. Actually, the first person just disappears out of the sky. And then, they have to try to figure out what's going on, what is happening with all these ghosts of their dead friends and whatnot, and hopefully, get over the curse. But will they? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this movie I actually thought was quite thrilling, especially with all of the skydiving stuff that they do. They have an excellent stunt team. I have no idea who these stunt workers are, but they pull off all these different moves throughout the whole movie too. They skydive once a day, it seems, so they have lots of skydiving scenes. So they're really well performed. This Hex move seems so complicated too, where people have to pull it in their legs at certain times to miss other people, and they pull it off eventually, and that works pretty well. So all of that stuff is really cool. Also with the cameraman, they're just floating there, or I guess falling, with their camera, filming all of this stuff. So it all seems pretty well filmed, pretty well performed, and everything like that. So that is quite thrilling. I thought it really did work to, bring me in at least. I've never actually been skydiving. And so, falling through the air seems like a pretty exciting thing to do. And so it was really cool to see them, do this in this kind of paranormal world where there's always this risk of them dying. And they actually talk about that quite a bit in the film. Every dive could be your last one. You can die anytime. That's why we're doing this stuff. And then they actually start dying and stuff. So all of that stuff was pretty clever and definitely worked within, the context of the movie. So that, I don't know, it just really sucked me in that way. Other than that, this movie is a thriller rather than a horror. It does have supernatural aspects to it, but it doesn't really come into any scary thing. The scary thing is them jumping out of the plane every single time. So the ghosts or whatever you might see in the background, definitely not horror. So it is just a thriller, but I actually think the whole curse and all that type of stuff really does work. And they have to, try to figure out how to break the curse and that type of stuff. And as the movie keeps on going and going, you kind of get more details here and there about what the curse is and what it actually is. They have this interesting, I guess it's called an altimeter, where they have this special watch that tells you how far you are away from the ground, even though, you can just look down, but it is, more specific or more precise, I guess. And all that stuff. And again, as they keep going and going and going, and you're getting more and more details, and then when you actually kind of get all of the information in the end, I think it works really well. It has kind of this Twin Peaks-esque type of feel to it, where you get information about it, but then you kind of realize you didn't understand what a curse was or how this curse worked in the beginning. And so it just kind of flips everything on its head. It is kind of a twist ending that way. Personally, I enjoyed that twist. That was a really kind of fun idea about how it all works in the end. But it has that, Twin Peaks-esque type of situation where, you have some information, but now you have more questions. And I don't know, I enjoyed that. And lastly, I think that this movie is pretty well paced. It has a jump every single day, or these characters are jumping every single day. Even after they realize they're cursed, they're still going jumping for some reason. I guess they just like to live dangerously, right? And so that is definitely makes the pacing very easy to get into, where you're always just kind of waiting for the next jump and something's going to happen. So it really does help, I don't know, the flow of the movie, and makes it really easy to just, keep on going with it. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, I think the ending, I know I enjoyed the ending, but I think a lot of people will have an issue with it, where they are just kind of then what does any of it mean, and not really understand it. I, again, thought it was kind of that twist ending that I enjoyed. It definitely, subverted my expectations. And anytime a movie does that, I, give it a thumbs up. So it was good, but again, I don't think that's going to be for everyone. Also, with these characters, there's some things that I definitely had to wonder about. You know, with these characters, they're like jumping every single day, so you have to wonder, like, do these people have jobs? Like, where are they getting the money to skydive? I'm pretty sure skydiving's not free. And then they go back to, you know, their houses and their apartments, and they're all pretty nice as well. So you really have to wonder where they're getting this income from. Other than that, you know, they're jumping every single day, and you think, like, maybe after half of you are dead, like, maybe stop jumping. Maybe jumping is the problem, but no, they keep on jumping. And so you have to really wonder sometimes about these characters. It is kind of one of those B-movie things where, you know, people are making bad decisions all the time, but you are there for the jumps, just maybe not for the characters. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I think this is an easy watch. It definitely has these thrilling jumps, and this paranormal mystery definitely adds to it. And so if you're just looking for a fun time where you can turn it on and, you know, be captivated by what you're watching, then this should cover all your bases. So check it out if you want. As for rating, I have to give it the better than average score of 5.6. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.